Hey guys, this is Elias with Softly, and in this video I'm going to show you how to import JetEngine Custom Fields with WP All Import. Now, let's get our file by clicking here on the Upload a File button. Alright, of course you can also choose to download your file via URL or FTP or use an existing file for this, but I'm going to choose to upload a file directly from my computer. Now our file is ready. So I need to decide whether I want to create new items or update existing ones. Now, I don't have any properties here. Let me show you. All right. So I'm going to choose new items, and then I'm going to select properties from this pull down. Now I'm going to create new properties for each record in my data file. Now I have my import file right here. So this is what we're going to import. Let's just continue to step 2, and here we can see this same import file. It's right here, just a little bit different. We have 104 rows, and this is the exact number of rows we have here. You can see that at the bottom here we have 105 minus, of course, the header row that gives us 104. So this is good. Then we need to double check that our import data is looking good. Meaning that the column names and the data is what we have in our import file, and this is the case. So this is good too. Then here in step 2 at the bottom of the page, we will find the manage filtering options. Now this is good because let's say I don't want to import all of these properties. Let's say I only want to import all of the properties that are available, meaning that they are on the market. Well, I can do that. Let's just select here from this pull down. I'm going to choose availability. And for the rules, I'm going to say equals. And I'm going to type in here on market. All right. Then I'm going to add this rule and apply the filters. And as you can see, we no longer have 104 rows. Now we have 74. Now, guys, these manage filtering options are using XPath, as you can see here, to filter out the records we don't want. Now, the only reason WP All Import is able to use XPath to do that is because WP All Import is transforming this CSV file into an XML. Now, guys, you don't actually need to know this or know what XPath is or how the XPath expressions works or whatever, because as I showed you before, we have here our UI, and you can just build your own rules on your own XPath expressions using the UI. All right, so don't worry about it. But if you don't know XPath, then you know you can write here your own XPath expression, and it will work too. All right, so now we have all of the properties we want to import, and all of the data is correct. So let's just continue to step 3. All right. And here in step 3, guys, we just need to drag and drop the elements from this right panel into the fields we want those elements to go. Now, we have here our title, so I'm going to click here and drag and drop that in the title box. Then I have the content, and that content, it's going to be our description. All right. Then here we have the images section. I'm going to open that and find our images here. Now, our images are separated into 2 elements. The first one is the featured image. So I'm going to drag and drop that here. And the reason I'm going to use the first option, this one that says download images hosted elsewhere, is because our images are hosted in an external server. You can see that this URL is very different from this one. So they are hosted elsewhere. And that's the reason why I'm using this option. If your images are currently in your media library, just choose this one. And if you have uploaded your images to this path using FTP or whatever, use this one and it will work too. Now we have more info on importing images here on our site at wpallimport.com. Click on Docs, then go to Import, and you will find the images section here. Just click here and you will find the info you need. All right. So let's continue. We have here our gallery. So, and this gallery is actually separated with commas. Let me show you here in our import file. We have it here, right? these images are separated with commas. So I'm gonna add a comma here and drag and drop this like so. Now make sure you have the same delimiter here, so WPL import is able to separate your images correctly. All right. Now let's click on the preview and test button. And as you can see, all of the URLs are separating nicely. All right. Here we have a little preview of the images wrapped in image tags. But just to make sure WPL import is able to actually download and use these images, let's click on the Run Test button. All right, so 9 images were successfully downloaded, so that's great. That means that WPL import will be able to download and attach all of these images to our properties. So let's continue. We have here other options, and this one is very important, guys, because it will prevent WPL import from downloading a bunch of duplicate images, because it will compare whether that image that's about to be downloaded already exists in our media library. So I'm going to leave this enabled. I'm going to leave it as match by URL. And then these settings, I'm going to leave them as they are too. And I'm going to make sure that this set the first image to be the featured image option is enabled. Now this will make this first image to be our featured image, which is what we want. All right. Then here on the custom fields section, I'm gonna just skip this altogether because all of the custom fields I have are here on JetEngine. Now I'm gonna open the JetEngine Add-On section and enable the properties post type option. Now this is where I have all of the actual fields. Let me show you real quick here on the properties creation process. We have our title, description, which is part of WordPress standard structure. And then we have here our actual fields. We have the map address, date first listed, availability, listings type, price, amenities. And well, you can see they all have different format. For example, this is a checkbox field. You can check multiple elements. And this is a number field, which is square feet. You can't place here any letters. You can see it, but I'm trying to type in the W key or whatever, and it won't allow me because it only accepts numbers. Now here for the bathrooms and bedrooms, we have a radio field, which only allows us to select one item. Now here we have some drop-down fields, which are these two, and these are simple text fields. Then we have a repeater field, which is room. So if I click here on add item, we can see we have 3 more subfields, which is name, measurement, and description. Right? Then we have our media tab with gallery and floor plan, and then the contact tab with more data. We have here this media is actually a gallery field, and this is a media field. Then we have some taxonomies and the featured image. So this is the exact same thing we have here. So let's just start dragging and dropping stuff here and populate our data to create our property listings. All right, so we have here our map address, which is here. Then the short address. Then the date first listed. Let me show you, it's here. This date first listed is actually a date picker field. You can see that here. And that same thing happens when you click on the JetEngine Add-On section. It will allow you to actually select a static date here, but I actually have my date element here, so I'm just gonna use that. Now for this element, I could do the same. I could actually use one of these to select the availability, but I don't want that because first I actually have this data here, so I'm gonna use this one. And second, because if I select something here, that means that all of my 74 properties will have the same value, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna set this with XPath and drag and drop the element in the box. And with this, WPL import will be able to actually import this dynamically. All right. So I'm gonna do the same with the listings type, which is here. Then I'm gonna drag and drop the price. And here for the amenities, it's a bit trickier because we could actually do the same and select all of these like I'm doing here, but all of the properties will have the same amenities, which is not true. All of them have different amenities here. So I'm going to use this element. But here's a little problem. When I set this with expat, I can hover on the question mark and it will give you the accepted values for expat. Now these values need to be separated with commas. So as you can see in this amenities element, these are separated with pipes, not commas. So if I drag and drop this here, well, it will import this as a single element, which is not what we want because here are multiple ones. Now, there are things we can do. For example, if you go here to our website at wplimport.com, click on docs, then go to import, custom code, and then inline PHP, you will find this little inline function, which is the string replace function. Now, this function will allow us to find and replace certain elements, strings, or whatever from our elements and replace them with another ones. Now, let's do that. Let's just type in here, string replace. Then we open and close some parentheses. And then between quotes, I'm going to type in here the pipe, then comma, then quotes again. And this is, and between them, I'm going to use the element I want to replace this pipe with, which is a comma, then another comma, and then I'm going to drag and drop the amenities element right here. Now, guys, this is the structure you want. And if you see here in our docs, you will see that we have the same. We have the name of the function we want to run. Then we open the parentheses. Then we will have the element we want to find, comma, and then the actual expat field we want to run this function on. All of it surrounded by brackets. So this is looking good. Then this will work, and this will find all of our pipes and replace them with commas. All right, so here we have the square feet. Let's just drag and drop that. Now for the bathrooms, we don't have the same problem because the bathrooms is just one element. For example, this property only have one bathroom, so I'm just gonna drag and drop that. Same with the bedrooms, right here. Cool. And like I said before, guys, I could actually select one element from here, but we don't want that because we actually have that element here. So here we have our rooms field, and this rooms field has a different number of rooms per property. Because of course, not all properties have the same number of square foots of bathrooms, bedrooms, rooms, and whatever. So this is gonna be a variable repeater field. And since we're using a CSV file, I'm gonna choose this one. If I were using XML, well, I should just select this one, but it's not the case. So CSV it is. Then the separator character, which is a pipe in this example. And if I zoom in here, you can see that these elements are actually separated with a pipe too. So that's what I'm going to use. And this is what wplimport selects by default. So I'm going to just leave it like this. Then I'm going to enable this ignore blank fields option, because this will make sure that when imported, we don't end up with a bunch of blank spaces here. For example, where you have this one with data, this one empty, and this one with data. We don't want that. We actually want all of the elements to be right next to the other. So I'm gonna let this enabled and drag and drop the fields here. First we have the name, which is here, then the measurement, and then the description. All right, cool. So this is looking good. wplimport will just create each repeating sub-element dynamically with these settings. All right, now let's scroll down a little bit, and here we have the media tab, which is this one right here. So let's drag and drop the elements. I have the gallery element right here, and remember guys, this is separated with commas, so I'm gonna type in here a comma, and I'm gonna enable the same options we have in the images section. Remember guys, we don't want to import duplicate images. We're just gonna use the ones that are in our media library in the case that WPL import finds duplicates, of course. If not, WPL import will just download all of these images. All right, so we're going to do the same with the floor plan. All right, and then here for the contact tab, I have that info here, the agent name, which is me, then the phone, and the email is going to be here. Then the link for more details, and with this, we have everything we need with the JetEngine Add-on section. All right, so guys, let's just continue with the taxonomies section and enable the tenure option. Let's drag and drop that and do the same with the property of the week. All right, then we have other property options, and this is just some standard WordPress stuff. You can just poke around here, but I'm just gonna skip it for this example. Now here we have the function editor, guys, and as you remember, we used a quick function here in the amenities, but there are cases where you may want to use more complex logic or whatever in your file. Well, if you know PHP, you can do that here. We have more info on how to run custom functions if you scroll down a little bit in the same inline PHP document. This is done, but we're not gonna use it. And guys, this is pretty much everything we need to do when we are importing custom fields created by JetEngine with a CSV file in WPL import. And since we're ready, let's just continue to step 4, like so. And here in step 4, we can drag and drop one of these elements or multiple elements here to be the unique identifier, but you can also just click here on the auto detect button and WPL import will just take care of that for you. Now, the settings, I'm going to leave them as they are. You can just hover on the question mark and it will show you a brief description of what this option does. Now, to put it simply, this option just controls whether you want to create new properties from this import file. So if I disable this, WPL import won't create any properties, which is useful when you're actually running this import to update existing properties or whatever. It's useful to disable this, but we don't want that as example. Now this option will actually control whether you want to update existing properties with the data in this import file or not. So if you don't want that, just disable that. It's cool. And the last option will control whether you want to remove properties that are no longer in this import file. And this is very cool because let's say you have a feed from your provider and this provider is updating your file on a daily basis or whatever, and you want the latest information here, right? So you can set this up with maybe some scheduling options to run this import on a schedule and delete all of the properties that are no longer on your provider's feed. Now we have more info on this here on our docs. Just go here to the import tab, then delete records and remove post missing from file. Now here we have a video and a lot more info on this, just in case you need to do this. All right, then now this is not what I'm going to do, so I'm just gonna disable this, then click on continue and run our import. Now this is gonna take a minute or two while WPL import downloads all of the images, so I'm just gonna pause the video here and come back when it's ready. All right, that didn't take too long. Let's see how this looks here on the properties, and you can see that we have 74, which is the exact number we expected. So this is looking real nice, guys. Let's just take a look here in the front end where we have this beautiful website right here. And as you can see, our properties are looking real nice. Now let's open this one up, see what's going on here. We have our gallery, which is always a good sign because that means that all of the images were downloaded successfully. So this is great. We have our title, the bed, baths, and square feet, and the price. We have here our location. Actually the short address is right here. Our long address is here, which is used for the map. That's great. Then we have our description, the amenities, the rooms repeater, and the agent information. So this is looking real nice, guys. Let's just take a peek here in the edit post page where we have our title, description, the taxonomies, the featured image. Then we have our data. It's good. bedrooms. The rooms are here. So yeah, guys, our media gallery is here. The contact info is here too. So yeah, there you have it, guys. This is how you import JetEngine custom fields with a CSV and WP all import. Now I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn how to import or export other data, like maybe ACS fields, other JetEngine fields, WooCommerce data, products, orders, and whatnot, just check out the other videos in our channel or go to our website at wpallimport.com. See you next time.